Good morning. Our universal heritage proposes that each of us is made of divine goodness. Science offers that we are stardust. Whatever your beliefs, know that you are a gift, inherently worthy of love. You are a gift, and we are glad that you are here. Love is the spirit of all souls. In this moment of our shared journey, may you feel witnessed and honored wherever you are on your journey. Let us now greet our neighbors, especially new or returning people, with our names and pronouns. Welcome again to all who are with us in the moment and online, and to those who are catching us later. I am Mickey Hughes. My pronouns are she, her, and I am serving as a worship associate for today's service. I am joined by Reverend Dorian Pondre, pronouns he, him, communications and membership coordinator, Nancy Olson, director of congregational life and faith formation, she, her, and Liz Elmore, our music director, she, her. Together, we are your worship team on the chancel today. Pastor Christina Rivera, pronouns she, Ella, our sabbatical minister, will be joining us via video. Our senior minister, Reverend Katie Griffith-Romano, is on sabbatical and returns to the pulpit on September 14th, which will be our annual in-gathering service. It is also the first Sunday on which we change to a 10:30 a.m. start time. We extend a warm welcome to people of all ages. If you have little ones with you, nursery care is available if that option works best for you. We invite everyone to fill out a connection card. You can find them on the end of your seats. You can use a digital QR code, also located outside of the sanctuary. This is a fantastic way for us to know how we can support you, share any interests, comments, or questions that you may have. So a few quick announcements. On September 14th, we also have a blood drive from 9 a.m. to noon, and if you're interested in participating, you can sign up today. We will also have an abbreviated coffee hour today because we need to have the parking lot cleared by noon because of the music festival. So we all need to be out of here by noon today. Once again, as I stated a few minutes ago, Reverend Katie will return from her sabbatical in September and is looking forward to meeting with congregants during the week she is welcomed back on September 14th. You may text or email Judy Lumbert to register for a time to meet with Reverend Katie. As we begin our time together, we acknowledge the land itself and those who have sustained it through the generations. We are on the unceded land of the Lenape, Maiamia, Kaskaskia, Shawnee, and Kickapoo people who were pushed from their land and those whose children were stolen. As we strive to be a community of justice, may we continue to find ways to make reparations. The words of Reverend Sean Parker Dennison, Spirit of compassion, help us open ourselves in these complicated times. Let us be ready to jump our feet, to applaud, to shout, to laugh, to weep. Let us turn toward each other, open-hearted and grateful for the blessing of community. Amen.
Dorian is lighting our chalice today. Thank you, Dorian. This ritual of lighting our chalice, it reminds us to continually renew our promise, to live into our covenant, to put love into action, and to live out this community of love and justice that we hope to be. So if you would please rise and body your spirit as we share the words that are printed in the order of service. They're in Spanish and English. If you're online, we always like to know where you are lighting your chalice from. And we will say the words in Spanish first. El amor es el espíritu de esta iglesia, y el servicio es su ley. Vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad en el amor, y ayudarnos unos a otros. Este es nuestro pacto. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. This is our covenant. And if you would stay standing as you like, or sitting as you like, we will be singing hymn 1010 in the teal hymnal, We Give Thanks.
Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for these times we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
You know, I would just like to read the call to worship words again. because I think they really speak to where we are right now in our own lives, in the world around us, in this congregation. So I'd like to read these first. From the words of Reverend Sean Parker Dennison, Spirit of compassion, help us open ourselves in these complicated times. Let us be ready to jump to our feet, to applaud, to shout, to laugh, to weep. Let us turn toward each other, open-hearted and grateful for the blessing of community. Amen. Yes, these are complicated times. They're unsettling times. And when we live in these unsettling times, it's easy to feel unsettled. Easy to get ourselves kind of off track and kind of maybe not even feel as connected to who we most love about ourselves or others. And it can be feeling a little chaotic, both inside and around us. So what I'd like to do today is just offer a few opportunities to come back home to ourselves and with each other. So if you would like to stand again, you can. If you want to stay seated, perfectly all fine. At home, if you're lying on a couch or a bed or somewhere, just stay where you are. Just find that. And then in this place, just notice again. Notice those feet, what you're standing on. How solid does that feel? Where you're sitting, how does that pew? The pews are a little rough, hard, but they are there supporting you. So just notice how you are sitting, how you are standing, and how this supports this body at this time. And then just take a moment and find your breath, your rhythm, how it is you're breathing. Is it shallow? Is it deep? Is it just noticing your breath? We don't always notice our breath. Sometimes we're just breathing, or sometimes we're holding on to our breath. So just notice, how is your breath? How are you and your breath this morning? And then just take a moment and look around you. Look around at the people, the floor, this building, perhaps the light coming through the windows. Look around and notice how this building, how these people, how these pews, this floor, this sound system, how it supports you and who you are and who we are as a community. Yeah. All right. So we're just going to breathe a little bit together, because breathing is the first and most basic support that we have to call on. And when times feel a little more, a little much, we can always stop a moment, feel the ground beneath our feet, and breathe, no matter how our breathing is. So if we just take a moment here, and we're going to just take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I'm going to put some hand motions to it. You can, you don't have to, but I just have, so we have a little more body with us. And we just kind of take a breath in and see how far down that goes. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and then out. Let's try that again. In, and just hold it, hold it, hold it, and then down. And then this time, see how far your breath can go. See, maybe maybe you can imagine it as a little ball of light, and it's starting here and it's going down. And just notice, how far does your breath go? Okay. All right, we're going to breathe in. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and out. And then just put a little bit of rocking in your chair, your seat. Just notice how your body. And then one more breath here. One more breath. Just in through the nose, out through the mouth. And in looking around the room again, looking at your own feet, your body, just perhaps a moment of thank you. Thank you for this body, this breath, this ground, these people, this community. May it be so.
As we rest in that feeling of support and care, let us take a few moments to note that which is currently bringing joy or sorrow to our community. We hold in our hearts places for the 2 children who were killed at the shooting at the Catholic Church in Minneapolis, and for the 17 who were injured. And as we take this moment of grief before turning it back into action to prevent further violence. And let us hold a moment of silence together for the joys and sorrows in our hearts that are yet unnamed. Thank you. I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we sing number 123 in the gray hymnal, Spirit of Life. We'll sing in Spanish first.
Fuente de amor, ven hacia mí y al corazón cántale tu compasión. Sopla sube la mar hasta moldear la justicia de la vida. Hágame, libérame, fuente de amor, ven a mí, ven a mí. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Welcome, beloveds. I'm so happy that you are here today. Let me tell you something that I hope you already know in your bones. You did something hard, really hard, and you did it together. 3 months ago, when I joined you here at All Souls as your sabbatical minister, we were standing at the threshold of something unfamiliar. Your beloved Reverend Katie was about to begin her well-earned sabbatical. And for many in the congregation, the excitement for her renewal, it was mingled with a deep and honest anxiety, and rightly so, of course. What would the church be like? Would it be okay? Would the communities stay together? Would the ministries continue? Would you continue to feel held? These are the kinds of questions that come up when we do hard things. Not just hard things, but sacred things. The kinds of things that stretch us, both individually and as a community. The kind of things that invite us into growth and ask us to lean more deeply into the core of who we are. And here you are. You're still here. You're still a community, and maybe even more so. And I want to take this moment to say that is not something to just brush past or chalk it up to luck, or even something to say, well, that's over. We got through that, and let's move on to the next item on the congregational to-do list. No, that is something to celebrate. It is something to breathe into. That is something to let settle into your spirit and to say out loud, we did a hard thing. And we did it together. And some might even say that we're stronger for it. Some of you might remember when I started off in our time together with you, I sometimes liken our current existence in the world as a spiritual roller coaster. And I talked about that I don't love roller coasters, but when I do go on a roller coaster, things that make that ride bearable is that I always have somebody with me. Because after all, you never ride a roller coaster by yourself. There's always somebody else on there with you. Sometimes it's people that you know and love, and sometimes they're complete strangers. And sometimes that's like our community at All Souls, right? Sometimes you could be sitting next to somebody in the pew or in a covenant group or a religious education class or a potluck, and it is somebody that you have known for years and deeply, deeply love and know. And sometimes it can be a complete stranger, or you can be the complete stranger. And that sabbatical journey, this journey that we've been on together, it can be a little bit like that roller coaster. There were moments of steep climbs, moments where we wondered what would happen next. Sometimes moments like, oh, I don't know, when it was like a bazillion degrees here in the sanctuary, right? Are we ever going to get through this? There were moments where there were drops that felt fast and uncertain. You can ask the admin staff about some of those, some of the challenges of our buildings and grounds over this summer, about some of the losses. You can ask our pastoral care team about some of the losses that we've endured. And in that, there were turns, there were decisions to be made, adjustments to be made, expectations that needed to shift. And sometimes there was wind in our face, exhilaration in your heart, and joy in realizing that you could do more than you thought you could. And all through it all, you were with one another. And that makes a ride like this bearable. It makes it meaningful. And some would say that it even makes it pleasurable, even. And that's not easy. But it was ours. You know, in Unitarian Universalism, we learn, we change, and our faith teaches us about the power of covenant. It's a sacred agreement to walk together, to move together, to roll together, to work together, and most importantly, to build together. And that covenant, it isn't just about the easy Sundays, the potlucks, or the choir harmonies that bring us to tears. Though yes, give me all the good food and all the good music. But covenant is what holds us through that in-between. It holds us through the unknown, through the sabbaticals, through the transitions, through the I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I'm still going to show up anyways, through those moments. And y'all, that is what I have witnessed in you here at All Souls Indy. I have witnessed the greeters holding doors, not just with their hands, but with their hearts. I've witnessed staff adapting, stretching, bringing excellence. I've witnessed your lay leaders taking up new roles and offering steady presence. I've witnessed congregants checking in on one another, holding each other in prayer, and saying with your actions, we belong to one another. This wasn't my church home before these 3 months, but you invited me in. You welcomed me as your sabbatical minister, but what you gave me was something even deeper, a shared ministry, a truly shared ministry. An opportunity to move with you, to witness your care for one another, to be part of your sacred experiment in resilience, and sometimes to make mistakes with you. That is part of that resilience. And I have to say, I am leaving changed, humbled, and grateful. There's a phrase that shows up in almost every moment of tension that I've been a part of. Not just here at All Souls, but just everywhere. The phrase usually comes, what can we do? That is a very human cry. When the world feels uncertain, when leadership is transitioning, when the structure that we're used to shifts even a little, our bodies and spirit goes into that anxious alertness. What now? What next? And over, the answer that the universe puts in front of me is the same: community. That's the answer. Not perfection, not the flawless plan, not knowing everything in advance, just people showing up, loving one another, making coffee, running Zoom, lighting chalices, sharing our joys and sorrows, picking up when somebody else needs a break. Community is what gets us through. And not just any community, but the kind of community that believes in something bigger than us. It's the kind of community that recognizes the holy in one another, however you define holy. It's a community that says, hey, I know that you're tired. I am too. How about we rest together for a minute? And then we get back to the work that helps get us all free. That's the kind of community I've seen in my time here at All Souls. The kind of community that I have been so honored to serve. So let's not forget, the whole reason we do sabbaticals and ministry is because rest is resilience. As our sister Alicia tells us, we rest so that we may return. We rest because we're human. We rest because our faith, centered in love, demands it. Reverend Katie's sabbatical wasn't just about one person taking a break. It was about this entire congregation practicing trust, practicing shared leadership. It was practicing the spiritual art of letting go without falling apart. You didn't fall apart. You didn't, let's say it again, you did not fall apart. In fact, some of you found new strength. Some of you discovered gifts you didn't know you had, or maybe you hadn't used in a while. Some of you, many of you, I bet, found yourself missing what Rev Katie brings, which is wonderful. It just means that you now know just how much she means to you. And maybe, most importantly, you were reminded that this church, this community, belongs to you, to all of you. It doesn't rise and fall on one person alone. The power of all souls lives in the soul of all. This moment that we're in, it is sacred too. We're not only looking back at what we did, we're looking forward to what comes next. Rev Katie is returning, yay! And that return is another kind of threshold. And I invite you to receive her back with the same open-heartedness in which you received me. Let her return be a homecoming, not to the same church she left, but to a church that has grown, that has been through something meaningful, that has known its own strength in a new way. Let her come back into a web of relationships that have deepened. Let her return to new boundaries which carry her and your ministry forward. Supporting her as a powerful Latina, a minister, a mom, a wife, a friend, a woman of color who the world often wants to see to be made small, a world that wants to silence her, a world that wants to replace and erase our women of color. Let her see in you what I have seen, that those things can only happen as the result of lack of community, right? It doesn't just happen on its own. It happens when a community loses its way. Let her see that this community, All Souls Indy, has within it a heart that will not abide a world that asks a great woman, a great Latina woman, to be small, but instead lifts her up and supports her in doing the hard things, because it knows that our faith abides only love. And not a cheap love, but an agape love, a love that has led this community to call Rev Katie in leading the hard things, not by herself, but in community. We support her in the hard things, not because we ask her to carry us, but because we carry her. Let her be reminded, as I have been reminded by all of y'all, that this ministry is not something that is done to community, but this is a ministry with community, with a congregation that shows up. As she returns, promise me, friends, that you will take a breath. Take a breath and remember you did this, and celebrate. Take the win. Let me say that to you all again, All Souls. Take the win in this day and time when the wins seem far and few between. Let yourself celebrate what went right. Let yourself laugh about what was a little weird. Let yourself cry about what was beautiful. Let yourself rest in the truth that this is what it means to be church. You didn't just make it through. You showed up. You supported one another. You allowed me the honor and joy of rolling beside you, even for miles and countries away. This is the work. This is the joy. This is the ministry. This is the Sabbath within the sabbatical. So in closing, I bless you, All Souls Indy. I bless you from my heart, from my spirit, with these words. May the strength you discovered in one another never be forgotten. May the love you practice continue to bloom. May the leadership you shared keep unfolding new, wonderful, glorious gifts. May the return of your minister be sweet and the future full of promise. May the spirit of community that held you hold you still. And may you always remember you did a hard thing. You did it in community, and you are forever changed because of it. So say we all, Ashe and Amen.
This week, we share our plate with DRUM, which stands for Diverse and Revolutionary UU Multicultural Ministries. I'm going to tell you a little bit about DRUM. Their members are Black, Indigenous, and people of color who affirm UU mission, values, and codes of conduct. Members elect leadership and organize programs and ministry. To contribute, you can use cash or a check in the collection plate, or if online, you can go to allsoulsindy.org, where you will find a link that says Give to All Souls Here on the left side. It's beneath the description for today's service. Please indicate if your gift is a pledge payment or if it is a share the plate payment. Thank you for your generosity in supporting the mission of All Souls and for your continued love for one another in this world. The morning offering may now be given and gratefully received. Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing number 1028, The Fire of Commitment.
From the light of days remembered, burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith and free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the stories of our living rings a song both brave and free, calling pilgrims still to witness to the life of liberty. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the dreams of youthful vision comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin.
Again, it has been my deep honor and pleasure to have been your sabbatical minister. The glory and the benefit of also being your multicultural ministries coach is I will continue to have the blessing of being with you over this coming year in coaching your community through its multicultural ministries. But as I close out this sabbatical ministry, this liminal period, I want to give you that benediction, that blessing one more time. And so I bless you, All Souls Indianapolis. I bless you with these words. May the strength you discovered in one another never be forgotten. May the love that you practiced continue to bloom. May the leadership you shared keep unfolding new and glorious gifts. May the return of your beloved minister be sweet and the future full of promise. May the spirit of community that held you hold you still. May you always remember you did a hard thing. You did it in community, and you are forever changed because of it. So say we all. Ashe and amen.